The screech of tires on the cracked asphalt of Elmwood High's parking lot still echoes in my nightmares. But that day, it was the sound of my world shattering. I was 12, sweat-soaked from soccer practice, clutching my cleats like they were the last thread to my old life, when Mom's beat-up Chevy peeled out without a backward glance, her taillights fading into the haze of a Chicago summer dusk. "Wait!" I screamed into the empty air, my voice cracking like thunder, but she was gone, abandoning me not just at practice, but to the merciless churn of foster homes and the ghosts of what family meant. Coach Ramirez, Elena, as she'd let me call her years later, spotted me first, a lanky shadow huddled by the bleachers, tears carving rivers down my dirt-streaked cheeks. She didn't ask questions. She just dropped her clipboard, her whistle still dangling from her neck like a lifeline, and wrapped me in a hug that smelled of fresh-cut grass and unyielding strength, whispering, "You're not alone anymore, kid, not on my field." That hug was my anchor, the first real one I'd felt since Dad walked out when I was 6, leaving Mom to drown her regrets in cheap wine and endless shifts at the diner. Elmwood wasn't some glossy Windy City suburb. It was a gritty pocket on the south side, where chain-link fences guarded dreams as much as they trapped them. Soccer was my escape, the one place where my feet could outrun the ache in my chest. But after Mom's vanishing act, the field became my battlefield, and Coach Ramirez, my unlikely general. She was 42 then, a former college striker who'd blown out her knee in a championship game and pivoted to coaching with the fire of someone who'd stared down loss and spat in its face. Mexican-American through and through, with salt and pepper hair pulled into a no-nonsense ponytail and eyes that could pin you like a butterfly to a board. Elena Ramirez didn't coddle. "Pain's just fuel, Marcus," she'd bark during drills, her voice cutting through the humid air like a referee's whistle. "You gonna let it burn you up? Or light your way?" The first weeks blurred into a haze of CPS visits and temporary placements. A group home that reeked of bleach and broken promises, then a foster family with too many kids and not enough beds. But every afternoon, Elena was there at the field, her old Ford pickup idling like a sentinel. She'd drive me to practices, force-feed me tacos from her sister's food truck, real food, not that gas station crap, and quiz me on algebra between cone drills. It wasn't pity. It was strategy. "You're a leader, Mijo," she'd say, ruffling my hair. "Leaders don't quit. They build teams." By fall, she'd pulled strings. God knows how, with a social worker who owed her a favor from some youth league scandal years back. I landed in her spare room, a converted garage apartment in her modest bungalow on 47th Street. The walls were lined with faded pennants from her playing days at DePaul, and the bed creaked under my weight like it was sighing in relief. "This ain't forever," she warned on move-in night, handing me a key on a lanyard. "But it's home till you say otherwise." I nodded, throat too tight to speak, and that night, for the first time in months, I slept without one eye on the door. School was a minefield. Elmwood High was a pressure cooker of cliques and quiet cruelties, where kids like me, black, foster, queer whispers already bubbling under my skin, were easy targets. I'd always known I was different. The way my stomach flipped around Jake from homeroom, his easy grin and freckled shoulders making my palms sweat during PE. But admitting it, that was a vulnerability I couldn't afford. Not when the hallways buzzed with slurs scrawled on lockers and the football jocks' laughter like hyenas on the prowl. Soccer saved me. Elena turned our ragtag JV team into something fierce, drilling us on footwork and heart in equal measure. "It's not about the score," she'd roar after a sloppy scrimmage. "It's about trust. You fall, your teammate lifts you. No one leaves anyone behind." I soaked it up, channeling the abandonment into every sprint, every perfectly timed pass. By sophomore year, I was captain 16, all limbs and quiet fire, leading drills with a steadiness that masked the storm inside. That's when Alex blew in like a Midwest gale. He transferred mid-season from some fancy prep school up north, all sharp cheekbones and golden boy charm. His duffel bag slung over one shoulder like he owned the pitch. Latino like Elena, but with that effortless swagger, tousled black hair, hazel eyes that caught the sun, and a smile that could disarm a defense line. "Heard this team's got bite," he said on his first day, extending a hand that swallowed mine whole. "Name's Alex Rivera. Let's see if you live up to the hype, Captain." I shook it, pulse hammering, and muttered something about earning stripes. But inside, it was chaos. Alex wasn't just good. He was electric, weaving through defenders like they were standing still, his laughter ringing out post-goal like victory bells. We clicked instantly, him feeding me crosses, me setting up his shots, and after practices we'd linger, kicking a ball against the chain link while the sun dipped low, talking dreams over Gatorade. He wanted to go pro, scout reports already buzzing. I dreamed smaller, maybe coach like Elena, build something lasting. Elena watched us like a hawk, her approval a warm weight. "That boy's got your spark, Marcus," she said one evening, flipping burgers on her backyard grill. Smoke curled up lazy against the October sky, fireflies winking like conspirators. Alex was inside, raiding her fridge for sodas, oblivious. But sparks start fires if you're not careful. Guard your heart, yeah. I laughed it off, but her words lodged like a splinter. Because with Alex, it wasn't just bromance fuel for the team. It was the way his knee brushed mine on the bus rides home, the accidental linger of his hand on my shoulder after a win. Late nights in my garage room, homework spread across the futon. I'd catch myself staring at the curve of his neck, wondering what it would feel like under my fingers. Guilt twisted in my gut. Elena had given me everything, a roof, a shot at normal. How could I risk it all on a feeling that could get me benched or worse? Winter hit hard that year, snow blanketing the south side in a hush that amplified every doubt. Our team clawed to regionals, undefeated, the stands swelling with locals who'd heard about the miracle kids under Ramirez. Alex and I were inseparable on and off the field, study sessions turning into movie marathons in Elena's living room, her snoring from the couch a soundtrack to our whispered debates on everything from Messi to the meaning of family. "You're lucky, man," he'd say, eyes distant. "Coach is like a mom. Mine's just checked out. Dad's the same, buried in work." I wanted to tell him then, spill the truth of my own fractured start, but fear clamped my lips. Instead, I'd nudge him. "Family's what you build, right? Like this team." He'd grin, that devastating curve, and for a moment the world felt conquerable. But cracks spiderwebbed in. During a holiday tournament scrimmage, I fumbled a pass. Jet lag from a sleepless night obsessing over Alex's latest Instagram story. Him shirtless at the beach with some girl from his old school. The ball sailed wide, and coach blew her whistle sharp. "Focus, Marcus. Distractions kill dreams." Her eyes flicked to Alex, mid-laugh with the goalie, and I flushed hot, shame burning brighter than the cold. Off-field, rumors slithered. A teammate overheard us joking in the locker room, something dumb about stealing hearts after a win, and twisted it into whispers. "Captain's got a crush." They'd snicker, punches landing playful but pointed. Alex shut it down quick, loyal as ever, but the damage festered. I pulled back, drills my only confessor, until one blizzard night, when the power flickered out and we huddled by Elena's fireplace, cocoa steaming in chipped mugs. "Tell me what's eating you," Alex murmured, flames dancing shadows across his face. Close, too close, the heat between us rivaling the fire. I swallowed, heart a drum solo. Just scared of losing this. All of it. He leaned in, forehead to mine, breath mingling. "Then don't. We're in it together, Cap." His lips brushed my temple, feather light, and the world tilted. Not a kiss, but a promise. I pulled away gasping, excuses tumbling, but the seed was planted. Hope, terrifying and alive. Spring thawed the ice, but not the tension. Regionals loomed, scouts circling like vultures, and Elena ramped up training to fever pitch. "This is your shot, boys," she'd rally, her voice gravel and grace. "Not just for you, for every kid who ever got left behind." Alex thrived, his game poetry in motion, but I lagged, ghosts of abandonment clawing at my focus. One evening, post-drill, he cornered me by the water cooler. "What's really going on? You're ghosting me." The words burst free then, raw and reckless. "I like you, Alex, more than a friend. And it scares the hell out of me because, what if it ruins everything? The team coach us. Silence stretched, taut as a goal net. Then his hand found mine, squeezing. Idiot. I've been waiting for you to catch up. And just like that, in the shadow of the scoreboard, he kissed me, soft, searching, tasting of salt and stolen seconds. It was clumsy, exhilarating. The first crack of light in my shadowed world. We kept it buried, a secret scrimmage under the radar. Stolen glances during huddles, fingertips brushing in the equipment shed. Elena suspected, her sidelong looks sharp, but she said nothing. Trust her weapon of choice. The team surged toward glory, our bond the unspoken engine, until betrayal's blade fell swift. It came via email, anonymous, forwarded to the athletic director. Grainy photos of Alex and me, mid-kiss in that shed, time-stamped after hours. Unprofessional conduct, the note sneered. Captains distracting the star. Chaos erupted. Practices canceled. Elena hauled into meetings, her job teetering. Who? She demanded of me, voice steel wrapped in hurt. Who knew? Couldn't say. Guilt gnawed. Our hidden joy had poisoned the well. Alex raged, punching lockers till his knuckles bled. Some jealous prick from the JV bench, he spat. But deeper, I wondered if it was fate's cruel joke. Abandonment's echo, proving love too fragile for boys like us. The fallout fractured us. Elena fought like a lion, vouching for our character in boardrooms, but the damage stuck. Whispers turned to shouts, parents pulling kids from the program. Regionals slipped away, our dreams deferred. Alex withdrew, his fire dimmed, packing for a transfer to a safer school upstate. It's not you. He lied on our last night, rain lashing the windows. Just timing. I nodded, throat closing, as he slipped out into the storm. Another taillight vanishing, leaving me adrift again. Grief hit like a rogue wave, pulling me under in the quiet hours after Alex's truck rumbled away. Elena found me at dawn on the back porch, knees to chest, staring at the sodden lawn like it held answers. She didn't pry, just settled beside me with 2 mugs of black coffee, the steam curling like unspoken regrets. Hearts heal crooked, Mijo, she said finally, her voice a low rumble against the patter of rain. But they heal. And you? You're tougher than this. Tougher. The word mocked me through the wreckage. School became a gauntlet. Taunts etched in bathroom stalls. Ferry captain scrawled in marker on my locker. I scrubbed it away each morning, nails raw. But the stain lingered in stares averted, friendships frayed. Soccer, my sanctuary, was tainted. The field felt vast and empty without Alex's shadow sinking with mine. Elena rebuilt in fragments, private sessions at odd hours, her pickup the getaway car from prying eyes. We're not quitting, she'd declare, tossing me the ball. Betrayal's a teacher, not a tombstone. She was right in her unflinching way. Turns out the leak traced to Tommy Hargrove, a benchwarmer with daddy's law firm clout and a grudge nursed since I benched him for sloppy plays. His confession, coerced by Elena's relentless digging and a school counselor's nudge, came in a tear-streaked meeting, his apologies tasting of fear more than remorse. I was mad, coach. Thought it'd get you off my back. Elena stared him down, unblinking. Madness excuses nothing, Tommy, but owning it, that's the start of leading. She suspended him, not expelled. Mercy her creed, and turned the scandal into fuel. Community meetings in the gym, her PowerPoint slides a manifesto. Our kids deserve safety, not suspicion. This team is family, and family fights for its own. Parents nodded, some grudging, others galvanized. Donations trickled in for inclusive programming. I marveled at her alchemy, turning poison to purpose, abandonment to alliance. Summer scorched in, practices under relentless sun, and I threw myself into the grind. Elena expanded the program, clinics for neighborhood kids, half from the projects, half from the burbs, cleats borrowed and spirits unbroken. Leadership's not a Jersey Marcus. She'd lecture over post-drill smoothies. It's showing up when it hurts. I absorbed it, captaining the summer league with a quiet ferocity, my passes precise as penance. Alex's absence was a phantom limb, texts unanswered, His socials a highlight reel of new beginnings. Him in crisp uniforms, grinning with strangers. Each like I didn't send twisted the knife, but Elena's mantra echoed. Heel crooked, but heal. College scouts resurfaced by August, their clipboards a lifeline. I earned a partial ride to UIC, urban grit mirroring my own. Majoring in sports management, Elena's proud tears salting the acceptance letter. Knew you had it in you, she said at the send-off barbecue. Her backyard alive with team alums and foster siblings she'd mentored over the years. Fireworks popped overhead, red, white, blue bursts against the twilight, and for a heartbeat, I felt whole, until my phone buzzed, Alex's name a ghost. Miss the field. Miss you. Can we talk? Heart slamming, I stepped away, Elena's eyes tracking like radar. His voice on the line was rough, edged with miles. I'm sorry I bolted. Was scared, scouts pushing, family freaking. But you're in my head, Marcus. Always. We met in neutral ground, a dingy Wrigleyville bar off campus. Neon signs buzzing like fireflies on steroids. He looked older, sharper. A fresh tattoo peeking from his sleeve. A soccer ball cracked but whole. Beers sweated on the scarred table. Small talk crumbling fast. I should have fought, he admitted, fingers tracing the condensation. Instead of running. Me too. I confessed, the dam breaking. Hit us like a dirty secret. Deserved better. The air thickened, charged. His hand covered mine under the table, thumb stroking knuckles. A Morse code of what-ifs. Still feel it? He whispered. Like breathing. We kissed there, amid the clink of glasses and roar of a Cubs game on TV. Deeper this time, unhurried, the world fading to the taste of him, hops and homecoming. It wasn't fireworks. It was roots digging in, tentative but true. Fall semester blurred, dorms echoing with new faces, lectures on kinesiology blending with late-night runs along Lakeshore Drive, wind whipping doubts to foam. Alex visited weekends, his scholarship at Northwestern a bridge across the city divide. We'd steal hours in my cramped room, playlists of old match highlights looping, bodies tangled in innocent exploration. Hands mapping shoulders, lips charting necks, laughter bubbling when elbows jabbed wrong. No rush, no fire, just rediscovery, rebuilding on ruins. Elena approved, her weekly calls a compass. He's good for you, but don't lose yourself in the mirror of him. Wise always. She was thriving too. Promoted to district coordinator, her clinics sprouting like dandelions across the south side. Got 20 kids signed up last week, she'd boast. Little ones with fire in their eyes. Remind me of you. But shadows lengthened. Holiday break brought Alex's family home. A sprawling Evanston manse, all glass and gloss. His parents' smiles plastic as their wine glasses. Dinner was a minefield. Probing questions about my background. Elena's name dropped like a curiosity. Foster coach? How quaint. His mom cooed. While Dad grilled Alex on pro prospects, me an afterthought. We escaped to his old treehouse. Plywood walls scrawled with childhood graffiti, and he deflated. They don't get it, us, you, any of this. Just want the trophy, son. I held him then, his head on my chest, heartbeat sinking like a perfect assist. Then we make our own rules. It was romantic, raw, vowing futures in whispers, dreams of joint coaching gigs or urban farms laced with soccer fields. But vows are fragile. Winter storms brew unseen. Spring erupted in glory. Our college teams facing off in a charity match, alumni versus varsity, Elena officiating with gleeful bias. The stadium thrummed, South Side faithful packing the stands, banners waving like battle flags. Alex and I dominated, our chemistry telepathic. His feint, my volley, goals stacking like confessions. Post-win, confetti raining, we claimed our kiss on the pitch, public, defiant, cheers drowning the few boos. Elena hooped loudest, her arm around my waist in a side hug fierce as family. Yet betrayal's echo lingered. Whispers from Elmwood, Tommy Hargrove, reformed but restless, spreading tales of the gay agenda in coach's program. Funding wobbled, donors balking. Elena shrugged it off. Haters recycle trash. But I saw the toll, crow's feet deepening. her laugh a shade forced. Graduation loomed, capstones and cap-and-gowns, and with it, crossroads. Alex's pro tryout in LA beckoned, scouts salivating. My path veered local. Assistant coach gig at a Southside academy, Elena's legacy calling. Go chase the sun. I urged him one muggy June night, tangled in his dorm sheets, city lights pulsing below. I'll hold the fort. He traced my jaw, eyes stormy. What if the sun's right here? It was poetry, but poetry bends under pressure. His call came 2 weeks later, voice crackling from a California motel. They want me, Marcus. Full contract. But it's now or never. Joy warred with dread. Then go. Be brilliant. We cried then, ugly and unfiltered, promises of flights and FaceTime stitching the miles. He left in July's haze, LAX swallowing him whole. Letters, actual ones, his script loopy, filled the void. Training tales, homesick haikus. I threw into coaching, Elena's shadow my scaffold, molding a new crop of kids with fire and fractures. Lead by living, she'd say, watching me demo footwork. Her health dipped that fall, migraines flaring, doctor's orders for rest. But she waved it off. Old war wounds, Mijo. Nothing a good drill can't fix. Alex's stardom bloomed slow. Bench time in the minors, bruises and breakthroughs. Visits were rarities. Thanksgiving in a sterile hotel, Christmas via video. His grin strained behind the filter. Distance nod. Texts turning terse. Miss you. Crazy week. I buried it in the academy. Our enrollment doubling. Kids dubbing me Coach Mark the Spark. Then the gut punch. A tabloid blurb, grainy pic of Alex arm-in-arm with a model at some LA gala. Rising star's new flame? The headline leered. My call went to voicemail. His text followed hours later. PR stunt. Nothing real. Swear. Trust frayed, threads pulling. Elena sensed it, cornering me after a rainy practice. Talk to me, kid. You're fading. It's him, I admitted, rain mingling with tears. Feels like mom all over. Gone when the lights get bright. She pulled me close, her embrace ironclad. Then fight for your light, Marcus, or let it go clean. Her words, bomb and blade. The fracture widened that winter, miles manifesting in silences that stretched like chasms. Alex's texts dwindled to emojis. Thumbs up for my academy updates, fire for his goals. But the model pics multiplied. Stunts blurring into candids that stung like slaps. Elena's advice haunted. Fight or release. I chose limbo, coaching through the ache. My kids' triumphs a proxy for my own stalled heart. The academy flourished, a beacon in the Southside's grind. Turf patched from donations, goalposts straight thanks to volunteer welders. I ran clinics for at-risk youth, partnering with Elena's district network. Our motto, no one left on the field, etched on every water bottle. One recruit, Jamal, 12 and wiry with eyes too old for his frame, reminded me of that abandoned boy by the bleachers. Mom in rehab, dad a ghost. He showed up hungry, not just for drills but for belonging. You ever get ditched, coach? He asked one dusk, ball at his feet. More times than I count, I replied, trapping a pass. But here's the play. You dodge, you weave, you build your squad. He nodded, fierce, and scored his first goal that week. Arms flung wide, echoing my unspoken release. Elena beamed from the sidelines, but frailty shadowed her now. Cane tapping rhythms during walk-throughs, her whistle hangs unused. Arthritis, she'd grunt, waving off concern. Worse than roids. We ignored the specialist's murmurs, focusing on expansion. A girls' league launch, crosstown rivalries fostering unity over old divides. Her vision, my execution, legacy in motion. Spring brought Alex's call, voice electric, pro debut next month. Front row for you. Hope flickered, treacherous. I flew out, Chicago to LAX, a blur of nerves, landing in smog-choked sun. He scooped me at arrivals, kiss fierce in the throng. Cameras flashing, but we didn't care. Missed this, he breathed, hand in mine as we navigated freeways to his sleek condo, all chrome and views. The weekend was a whirlwind. Beach runs at dawn, his cleats pounding sand beside mine. Nights tangled in Egyptian cotton, whispers weaving futures, him retiring to coach, us settling in a fixer-upper with a backyard pitch. No more stunts, he vowed, tracing my collarbone. Just us. Felt real, roots deepening in borrowed time. Back home, the high crashed. Elena's diagnosis dropped like a red card. Stage 2 rheumatoid arthritis, aggressive, meds a roulette of side effects. I'll manage, she insisted in her kitchen, tea steaming defiant. You've got the reins now, Marcus. Lead 'em like I taught you. Panic clawed. She was my North Star, the woman who'd stitched my fragments. I doubled down at the academy, Jamal's crew my therapy, their chatter drowning doubts. Alex's games streamed live, his breakaways poetry, post-match texts glowing. Wish you were here, goal for you. But subtext simmered. Invite sparse, schedules killer, summer scorched truths bare. A league expo in Detroit, networking gold, coincided with Elena's first flare-up, her hospitalized with fever spiking. I skipped, pacing her bedside as monitors beeped accusations. Go, she rasped, for dripping slow. Can't clip wings for me. But wings faltered. Alex's voicemail. Where you at? Big night here. Guilt-layered betrayal's old scar. We argued via satellite, him jet-lagged sharp, me frayed raw. You're choosing her over us. She's family, Alex, the kind that stays. Silence, then. Maybe I'm tired of waiting on sidelines. The line died, and so did something vital. Days blurred into Elena's recovery, home care, her bungalow a war zone of pill bottles and physical therapy mats. I captained solo, academy enrollment booming, sponsors lining up for our resilient model. Jamal captained the U14s now, his grin my mirror, abandonment alchemized. Fall winds carried Alex's olive branch. A weekend in Chicago, neutral ground. Elena prepped tamales, her hands trembling but spirit unbowed. Give him grace, Mijo, but guard your goal. He arrived windswept, duffel slung, hug tentative. We walked the lakefront, gulls wheeling overhead, words tumbling awkward. I panicked, he admitted, skipping stones across choppy waves. Fame's a beast, press hounding, agent scripting. But I hate who I become without you. Forgiveness tempted, sweet as summer. We rebuilt in fragments. Coffee at corner shops, hands brushing over menus. Stolen kisses in Grant Park, elms arching like blessings. Elena observed, approving nods masking worry, her remission shaky, night sweats stealing sleep. Climax brewed in November, a charity tournament Elena co-hosted. Southside All-Stars versus Pro Alumni, proceeds for youth programs. Alex headlined, his star wattage drawing crowds, TV crews swarming. The pitch thrummed electric, Jamal's squad cheering from bleachers, Elena on crutches but commanding, whistle shrill. We dominated, Alex and I sinking like old gods. His cross, my header, net rippling roar. Halftime huddle, sweat slick, he pulled me aside. Marry this life with me. After season, we figure us house, rings, whatever. Heart soared, but omens lurked. Post-game gala, flashbulbs popped, his agent clapping his back too familiar. Later, in the hotel bar, a reporter cornered. Alex, rumors of a proposal? Who's the lucky girl? He laughed it off, just team love. But the seed poisoned. Next morning, his phone buzzed insistent. He stepped out, voice low. I overheard fragments. Contract extension. Yeah, the image thing. Keep it quiet. Betrayal crystallized, cold and clear. Confrontation erupted in the lobby. Voices hushed but venomous. Another stunt? While you dangle futures. It's business, Marcus. You think pro ball's rainbows? They own my narrative. And where do I fit? Footnotes. He deflated, eyes pleading. You're the real. This is survival. Survival shouldn't eclipse soul. I walked, cab whisking me to Midway, Chicago swallowing the hurt. Elena waited with hot cocoa, her intuition hawksharp. Knew it simmered. Proud you chose you. Winter deepened the rift. Alex's apologies voicemails. My silence a shield. Academy thrived. Elena mentoring from armchair, her stories fuel for my fire. Jamal's team clinched city champs, his trophy hoist echoing my unspoken win. Self over surrender. But Elena faded faster. Flares unrelenting, Doc's pushing retirement. Time to pass the torch full, she said one snow-glazed morning, handing me her whistle, tarnished but true. You've led M this far. Now lead without looking back. Tears blurred the engraving. No one left behind. What about you? I choked. I'm the ghost in the machine, Mijo. Always cheering. Her words propelled me into spring. Solo helm at the academy. Expansions to arts integration. Murals of player portraits blooming on walls. Alex's season peaked. MLS Rookie of the Year buzz. But his texts echoed hollow. Proud of you. Still, I didn't reply. Betrayal's lesson. Love demands reciprocity, not rescue. Elena's decline accelerated like a runaway dribble, unstoppable and fierce. By April, the bungalow felt like a hospice. Air thick with Bengai and unspoken farewells, her laugh rarer than a clean sheet shutout. I moved back in. Academy duties juggled with bedside vigils, Jamal and the team pitching in with meals and manicures that left her nails chipped blue. My warriors, she'd murmur, eyes glassy but grateful, squeezing my hand till knuckles whitened. Alex's shadow lengthened. Uninvited. Parcels arrived. Jerseys autographed for the kids. Notes tucked in. For the team that built you. Elena read one aloud, voice wry. Boys trying Marcus. Forgiveness is a skill. Like trapping a curveball. I know. I'd sigh, folding laundry that smelled of her fading perfume. But trusts the net. Once torn. Spring bloomed defiant outside. Lilacs pushing through cracks. Mirroring our resolve. The Academy hosted its first Inclusivity Summit. LGBTQ plus youth panels, allied parents. Elena zooming from bed with quips that drew laughs like magnets. Visibility's the best defense, she preached. Her image pixelated but potent. Jamal emceed. Tie crooked. His speech on fields without fences earning standing ovations. Pride swelled, hers, mine, ours. A tapestry woven from threads of trial. Yet cracks spiderwebbed. Funding dipped. Old donors spooked by woke labels. Tommy's crowd revived. I fundraised frantic. Crowd funds. Car washes. Elena's Rolodex gold. One donor dinner. Schmoozing suits in a Loop steakhouse. Alex appeared unannounced. Tucks sharp as a slide tackle. Heard about the crunch, he said, envelope thick in hand. 10 grand. No strings. Eyes met across crystal, his hopeful, mine wary. We talked post-auction. Rooftop breeze carrying Lake Tang. I messed up, he confessed, city lights haloing his silhouette. Pushed too hard for the dream, lost sight of ours. Therapy's helping, figuring the noise. Vulnerability disarmed, a chink in armor. I've missed you, I admitted, walls crumbling. But Elena, she's slipping. Can't juggle ghosts. Let me help. Be there. His kiss was salt-streaked, tentative, tasting of second chances. We eased in, him flying for weekends, charming the team with pro tips, holding Elena's hand during chemo mocks that weren't mocks anymore. Docs shifted to palliative, rheumatoid ravaging joints to bone. Runners up to the end, she joked, morphine slurring edges. Alex's presence steadied. His stories of LA's isolation cracking his polish. You're my ground wire, Marcus. Always were. Summer solstice marked her last home game, wheelchair pitchside. Team in her colors. An exhibition against rivals turned friends. The air hummed electric, sun gilding her gray. Jamal scored the winner, dedicating it with a bow. For Coach Ram, the original spark. She wept then, unashamed, pulling us close. Me, Alex, the boys. A huddle eternal. But solstice wanes. July's heatwave broke with her fever. Ambulance lights strobing the street like false dawns. Hospital sterile. Beeps a dirge. She rallied brief. Demanding tacos. Quizzing Alex on form. Keep him honest, Rivera. She winked. Marcus leads with heart. You balance with head. I will, he vowed, throat bobbing. Dawn of the 15th, monitors wailed flat. I held her hand, calluses soft now, as she slipped, whispering, proud. led them. Love fierce. Gone. The field silent without her echo. Grief tsunamied. Academy shuddering for Shiva. Southside mourning collective. Funeral packed. Alums from decades. Kids clutching flowers. Elena's sister eulogizing her as the whistle that woke us. I spoke last, voice cracking. She didn't just coach feet. She coached souls. No one left behind, her creed, our compass. Alex anchored, arms steel around me. His flight canceled for the blur of arrangements. Nights, we'd collapse on her couch. Ghosts in her space, sharing stories till laughter pierced the veil. She saw us before we did. He murmured one midnight, fingers lacing mine. Knew we'd make it. Fall term tested, Academy Hellmine full, Elena Foundation rebranded, scholarships in her name. Jamal Rose assistant, his poise my pride. Alex's season surged, but he carved space. Monthly visits, joint fundraisers blending pro-gloss with grassroots grit. Romance rekindled slow. Picnics by the lake, hands held public, his coming out presser a quiet balm. Grateful for the man who reminds me home's a person. Betrayal scar faded, cauterized by time. Yet conflict brewed anew. His agent pushing Europe leagues, fat contracts dangling. It's legacy, he'd argue over FaceTime, pixels fracturing his plea. For us, eventually. Duty pulled counter. Elena's will named me executor, her bungalow willed with charge. Build bigger. Expansion plans swelled. Satellite fields in underserved hoods, her vision viral. Can't leave now, I countered during a stormy Skype, thunder underscoring stakes. This is her fight unfinished. Eyes flashed hurt. And I'm the distraction? Again? Not you, the pull. Choose. The world or this patch of green. Silence stormed. Then, I choose you. Always should've. He resigned the tour, signing local, USL side in Milwaukee, commutable. Sacrifice stung, but sweetened our soil. Winter wrapped us, holidays in the bungalow, tree strung with cleats, table groaning tamales from her recipes. Jamal's family joined, toasts to ghosts. New Year's, snow blanketing the yard. Alex knelt by the goalpost we'd built. Marry me, Marcus. Here where it started. Led this life together. Ring simple, silver whistle pendant. Engraved, no one left. Tears froze on lashes. Yes, for her, for us. But humanity's arc bends twisty. Spring unearthed Elena's secret. Letters in her attic, yellowed to Dad, my biological, pleading reconciliation post-abandonment. Forgive her, she'd scrawled in margins. She was broken, not cruel. Shock rippled, decades grudge quaking, but wisdom whispered release. I wrote him, address traced, no reply needed. Closure's own goal. Wedding bells chimed metaphorical that June. Ceremony on the Academy pitch. Turf fresh mode. Arches of wildflowers nodding to Elena's unpretentious soul. Southside turned out en masse. Jamal best man. Tie finally straight. His toast a mic drop on love as the ultimate assist. Team alums ringed the field. Kids scattering petals like confetti. Alex in linen sharp. Eyes locked as vows exchanged under a sky vast as possibility. I do, we chorused, rings sliding cool. His a goalie's glove etched mini. Mine the whistle twin. Kiss sealed. Cheers erupted. Elena's spirit in every whoop. Honeymoon was staycation. Bungalow bliss, her recipes our menu. Lazy drills in the yard devolving to laughter. Alex's USL gig grounded him. Milwaukee runs a weekly ritual, our lives sinking like a championship press. Nights we'd pore over blueprints. Academy Phase 2, multi-sport hubs with mentorship pods, Elena's ethos etched in concrete. Humanity's the score, he'd say, pencil behind ear. And I'd nod, heart full, romance matured, roots deep. But drama's not done. It's layered. Fall brought Jamal's crisis. College scouts sniffing, but home pressures mounting. Mom relapsed, younger sibs adrift. Can't leave him hanging, coach, he confessed post-practice, ball forgotten. Echoes of my 12-year-old self, cleats clutched in dusk. We schemed, scholarship fund boost, family counseling tie-in. Alex mentored hands-on. Pro-cred opening doors, Jamal's grin returning fierce. "Y'all saved me," he said at signing day, UIC bound. Paying forward. Legacy looped, but personal tempests brewed. Alex's knee twinged old, pro wear and tear flaring. Doc's murmuring retirement. "What now?" he fretted one blustery eve. Ice pack balanced on thigh. City skyline mocking from our window. We'd upgraded to a Logan Square row house. Pitching back for impromptu games. "Now? We pivot?" I echoed Elena, massaging the ache. "Like she did. Coach, consult. Plenty fields need your fire." He exhaled, leaning into touch. "Scared, though. Dreams folding. Dreams evolve." We talked dawn to dusk, his podcast pitch on queer athletes, my expansion grant. Collaboration sparked, our duo unbreakable. Winter's chill ushered by kink. Elena's attic yielded more, her own love letters, to a college teammate, buried post-knee blowout. "She hit it?" I marveled, yellowed pages trembling in hands. "For the game." Alex squeezed shoulder. "Chose impact over spotlight. We honor by living loud." We did Academy Gala that spring, our speeches intertwined. His on visibility's velocity, mine on resilience's relay. Donors swelled. Phase 2 broke ground. Sod turned under sunny skies. Climax crested unexpected. National spotlight, ESPN feature on the Ramirez effect. Foster kid turned leader. Pro partners pivot. Love's triumph over loss. Interviews raw. Cameras capturing Jamal's squad demos. Elena's whistle gleaming relic. Airing peaked ratings, inquiries flooding, keynotes, books, our story viral. But fame's double edge. Trolls resurfaced. Old slurs digitized. Tommy Hargrove's handle spewing bile. Fake heroes. Pressure peaked. Alex's pod hacked. Doubts gnawing. We hunkered, team huddle in the kitchen, Elena's photo sentinel. Haters howl 'cause we're heard. I rallied. Legal nipped it, but scar tissue toughened. A foundation anti-bullying arm, kids' voices amplified. Summer solstice circled back, anniversary on her date. We hosted memorial match, All-Stars Eternal, sunset game with luminaries. Score tied at dusk, penalty kicks deciding, Jamal's boot sealing win. Post whistle, field cleared but for us. Alex and I, ball at feet, kicking soft volleys under emerging stars. "Think she's watching?" he asked, trap smooth. Front row, critiquing form. Laughter mingled, then quiet fell, arms encircling. Betrayal's ghosts exorcised, conflicts cauterized. Abandonment's sting softened to scar, a map of miles traveled. Elena's creed endured. Lead others, love deep, leave no one. Years unfurled tapestry. Academy empire, pods in 5 states. Alex's media empire, queer narratives normalized. Jamal's pro arc, mentoring loop closed. Kids came and went, fires kindled. Some queer like us, owning light unapologetic. Others straight-laced, allies forged in sweat. By kink's end, open, humanistic, joy in the build, not the bow. We aged into it, grays threading hair, knees creaking tandem. Grandkids one day, maybe adopted squad of our own, pitch their playground. In quiet moments, porch swing creaking, Alex's head on shoulder. I'd whisper to the wind, "Thanks, coach, for the hook, the half, the whole." And the field, ever faithful, whispered back, "Game on."